Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you after a 2-0 victory. Not much going on in this game until that sixth inning. Large part of that due to Cody Bradford and his absolute dominance at home. We're going to get into that in just a little bit. And everything else, the scoring, the highlights, the key moments in this one. But good evening to everybody. Appreciate you tuning in to Right on Rangers. Of course, here at Right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during baseball season. We just finished game 152. We got to enjoy the last 10 here. And look, I appreciate all of y'all choosing Right on Rangers for your post-game content, your play-by-play at times, and everything in between. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. I'll check comments out here in just a little bit. Let me see what we got. We have a few of the regulars. What's up, Baseball Network? 7 games out of the wild card, and the Padres shut out the Astros. Hey, not eliminated quite yet, right? That's the point here. Not eliminated quite yet. Needed win for sure, and a series win. Love to see that. Series win tonight. Have to love it. Tristan, thanks for tuning in, man. What a great day to be a fan of the team. Rangers, love the shirt. Hey, this is one of my favorites, World Series 2023. And I think I've got, not obviously of the same one, but I think I bought probably close, feels like, to double digits of these World Series shirt. You never know. Never know when this is going to happen again, right? I mean, shoot, I am just totally of the mindset you got to enjoy every single one of those championships you can. You just never know when it's going to come around again. Clearly, I hope the Rangers are destined for another World Series soon, but there are some teams that haven't even won one yet. So I said, when they ever win one, I'm going all out, and that's the end of that. Let's keep on rolling. So the game today, largely zeros across the board, almost exclusively until that sixth inning. Last night on the show, we talked about Cody Bradford. We talked about how dominant Cody Bradford has been at Globe Life Field. The splits, home versus away, pitching home versus pitching away, were incredible. When we took a deeper look, the ERA is around 8 when he's on the road. I didn't misspeak there. The ERA is 8 when he's on the road. The ERA is, I think now, close to 2 when he pitches at home. Little bit of a small sample size, only 4 games started on the road. But at home, Cody Bradford just looks absolutely dominant every time he steps on the mound. And the line on Cody Bradford tonight, we had Bradford going 7 strong innings, 5 hits, no walks. I think that's got to be the one that you love right up at the top of this stat line. No walks in this one for Cody Bradford, no free passes, and then 6 Ks, lowers the ERA to 3.59 on the season. And if we go to those splits, home versus away, Cody Bradford has now lowered his home ERA at Globe Life Field in 9 starts to 2.25. Cody Bradford nearly unhittable within the friendly confines of Globe Life Field. It was great to see today. So I think Cody Bradford has to be my player of the game. Doli, obviously, a pretty close second. But I got to go Cody Bradford, player of the game in this one. It was not a night of a lot of offense, and you needed a top quality, top of the line, whatever you want to call it, start from Cody tonight. You had a slugfest last night, 21 runs scored. And so, of course, it's only fitting that the Rangers and the Jays only put up 2 collective runs tonight. That's just how baseball goes sometimes. But the Blue Jays not able to get anything going against Bradford, and then we turn it over to Robertson, to Yates. It's the formula. It's been what's getting it done all season long for the Rangers. Get 7 strong innings from the starter. Avoid the 7th inning drama with Leclerc in the middle relief altogether. And then after that, hand it off to David Robertson and Kirby Yates to slam the door. And tonight, that formula was carried out to a T as the Rangers get the 2-0 victory. And the series win. Hey, they lost the series to the Diamondbacks, and you also lose the series to the Mariners. They had won 4 straight before that, so now the Rangers have won 5 of their last 7 series. And I think they're on a nice little streak at Globe Life too, winning the home games. That's what's up. Rangers are on a good little roll right now. As we always said, and I know a lot of Rangers personalities said this as well, you just wondered if the Rangers were going to kick it into gear just a little bit too late. Just a little too late. And I hope that something crazy happens with the Astros and the Mariners and the Rangers find a way. Miracles do happen, y'all, but I'm not hopeful. I wish that the Rangers could have got their act together a little bit sooner, but alas, here we are. And we are 73-79 with 10 games left. Still an outside chance at finishing at 500 or above. Still a small outside chance that happens. Man, would I love to see that. I think that would be the kind of positive momentum that would be needed to at least take a little bit of the bad taste out of your mouth after this season and the disappointment that it's been by and large. Look, we can spin it positively all night long and pretend that the Rangers weren't supposed to be in the playoffs this year, rightfully, truly defending that World Series title. It didn't happen. So for me, finish over 500, win a couple series on your way out. And then I would absolutely love to see some of the guys that have been struggling all year long step up. Guys like Adolis Garcia, who we're going to talk about in just a moment. Guys that need to finish on a good note for us to at least feel a little bit good about going into the offseason and into 2025. All right, let me check out TikTok here. I got a little bit of a different setup tonight, so making sure that I don't leave anybody out here, but I appreciate all of y'all. Thanks for tuning in. See if I missed anybody's comments on the way in. Appreciate the follow. I just see a couple people followed along. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that. Hey, good evening. Big Game James. Appreciate you. Yeah, let's see here. I think we're good. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oh, shoot. I got to make sure I plug in this phone before we die. TikTok, I don't want to lose you guys. There we go. Now we're good. All right, let's get into the box score a little bit tonight. The astounding stat for me, before I get into Adolis, the astounding stat for me was 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The Rangers go 0 for 6 tonight. Doli, of course, hits the 2-run home run in the 6th inning. That is ultimately the difference in the game. But the Rangers go a collective 0 for 6. They leave 5 runners in scoring position. 5 on base. And I believe it looks like 3 or 4 runners in scoring position. The Jays on the other side, 5 left on base, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So an ugly night of offense for both teams. Adolis Garcia goes 1 for 4 with a 2-run bomb, 1 strikeout on the night. Did have a really nice play out in right field. Adolis must have heard Right on Rangers last night. Must have been tuning into the show because we were kind of dogging a little bit on Adolis last night. The defense defending his Gold Glove. Adolis Garcia is a Gold Glove outfielder, and I feel like most Rangers fans maybe will disagree on this a little bit, but I feel a lot of us are of the mindset that Doli's taken a little bit of a step down defensively this year. But he had an outstanding play to not, I don't know if rob a home run. Maybe I got to see another replay. Let's just say absolutely robbing extra bases, but very well could have robbed a home run. I'll watch the replay right now and I'll see what we think about this one, whether it was rob an extra base hit or rob a home run here. Back in right center field, probably an extra base hit from what it looks like. I mean, that was right in the right center field, little corner crevice. That would have easily been a triple, maybe an inside the Parker if Adolis doesn't get to that. Yeah, definitely would have gone high off the wall. But look, huge play there. We had the 1 out, I believe. Actually, that was a leadoff, and that would have made it runner on second or third with nobody out. That's a huge play in the top of the third inning. So Adolis doing it with the leather and doing it with the wood tonight. You love to see it. Adolis Garcia, he needs to have a positive finish to 2024. That's what I want to see from Doli. Next year, you can assume Doli is going to be back on the club, outfield, probably out in right field again. I've said a number of times, I would love to see the Rangers go and get some insurance policies. Don't just assume Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, and Adolis Garcia are going to be able to carry it for you the entire way. I would really like to see the Rangers be proactive, going to get that next outfielder, but we will see. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what CY has got up his sleeve in that department, but I don't want to depend on Adolis. This has been a pretty down year, and although he has a good night tonight, and we celebrate it, we give him his flowers and his props, I just don't know if I'm there yet with Adolis Garcia. Just don't know if I'm ready to say that I'm going to reliably count on him in 2025 to be a contributor. Just don't know if I'm there yet. So Adolis Garcia behind Cody Bradford, gotta say, player of the game. And as we go down the rest, the bottom of the order from Nate Lowe, who was batting fifth tonight, down to Ezekiel Duran, had a collective 1 hit. 5 through 9 was, let's see, 1 for 16. 1 for 16 with 5 strikeouts. Top of the order, 1 through 4. Looks like they were 4 for 15 with a couple of RBI, obviously Doli, and the home run. A bad night offensively. I am glad that the Rangers pitchers came to play tonight because it was a bad night of offense. And props, though, to the Rangers for even scraping anything off of Bowden Francis, the Jays starter tonight. Bowden Francis had been nearly unhittable in his last 7 games. Look, I'm reading you the last 7 from Bowden Francis, Jays starter tonight. 147 ERA, including the innings he pitched tonight. 147 ERA in Bowden Francis' last 7 games. That is dominating. 0.47 whip. Only 8 earned runs in 49 innings pitched in his last 7 games. Bowden Francis, look, they did well just to get the 2-run homer off him with how well he has been pitching. I think the Jays might have found themselves a gem here. Bowden Francis, a 7th round pick. Look, 204th overall. And not necessarily a guy you're expecting to be this dominant in the major leagues just based off of his draft position. We know the scouts get it wrong sometimes, but Bowden Francis having a great season for the Jays. I thought that we had a shot with Cody Bradford on the bump. When you can match pitch for pitch, you definitely have a shot. But the offense just scrapes together enough to give Bowden Francis the loss in this one. And the Rangers win their 5th out of 7 series of their past 7 series. 5 out of their last 7, that is. Good for the Rangers. Hopefully we can get that series sweep tomorrow. Excited to see Kumar Rocker once again. That's going to be awesome. Kumar Rocker starting the day game tomorrow. Man alive, that's going to be fun. Always love day games. I say it every time. Kind of breaks up the workday a little bit. I always love the day games. Appreciate all y'all tuning in, Cowboy fan. You kill me with this every night, man. Yeah, the comment is, do you think the Texas Rangers, all caps, by the way, do you think the Texas Rangers will make it for a wild card? I'm going to say no for the 5th night in a row, but know how much I appreciate the comment. Look, would I love to be up here saying, yes, they're making it, they're going to go on the run. If they had more of an opportunity to truly control their own destiny, I would say, yeah, anything's possible. But the fact that they have to count on other teams to lose just muddies the water a little bit. I just don't know if I can say that I believe that the Rangers are going to be making it into October. There's just too many things that got to happen. 9 games out of the AL West with 10 games to go. And in the wild card, yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit closer last time I checked, but It's looking fairly bleak in the wild card as well. We'll give you the wild card standings here in just a second. We've got 7 games out with 10 games left. Minnesota is really scuffling in that last wild card spot, but the Tigers are right there. The Mariners are there. The Red Sox and Rays are all ahead. It's going to be tough. It is going to be really, really tough. I really think that a miracle, darn near miracle, would have to happen for them to pull it off, but you never know. Look, wouldn't that be fun, though? Making some history, making the playoffs, just sneaking in. It'd be great. I'm not counting on it, but it would be great. We'll keep going with the box score here, and I'll pause, check comments real quick. Natalie, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Natalie says, I think health could be a little of why Garcia has taken a step back. I think his knee isn't good, not bad enough not to play, but maybe affecting his defense. Could be. And maybe we get that notification on our phones at some point for all of us that follow Rangers news and reporters. We get that notification, Adolis Garcia undergoing procedure to repair knee, or whatever the case may be. You know how it is, right when the offseason starts, all the injury news comes out. Guys get the procedures that they were holding off on. So maybe we are going to find that all this time Adolis Garcia was hurt. You never know. I definitely think it's a possibility. It doesn't look like he's that hobbled out there if I'm just watching the guy run around, but you never know. In a 162-game season, it's inevitable. You're going to deal with injuries. But at the same time, I think that as I'm watching him roll around out there in the outfield, run the bases, it doesn't look like anything too stifling. Doesn't look like anything that is going to prevent him from doing his job. And, you know, he's had his moments, but Adolis Garcia, by and large, has had a disappointing 2024. Nice game tonight. Let's focus on the positives. Great play out in the outfield. Great home run to win the game. Game-winning RBI for Adolis Garcia. Incredible. Let's focus on the positives with Doli tonight. That's what I'm going to try and do right now. We keep going with this box score, huh? We've got beyond Doli, nobody really else to really mention super notable. Wyatt Langford had a hit. He was 1 for 3. Josh Smith, Marcus Semien each collected a hit as well. On the base paths, no stolen bases tonight. Semien did have a double. It was Adolis Garcia with the home run. Those were the only 2 extra base hits in this one. Adolis Garcia collects his 80th RBI, his 79th and 80th RBI of the season. It doesn't feel like he's got 80 RBI. I mean, I just look at that box score. It doesn't feel like 80 RBI. Really doesn't. But you know what? He has strung together some games with some big RBI moments. He probably should have over 100 if we're being real with how many opportunities he's had this season. But it is what it is. Adolis is, 10 games away from an offseason. Hopefully these last 10 games can be a positive for him as he goes into the offseason and looks to get back in the lab and come back for a strong 2025. That is the plan. David Robertson, Kirby Yates, by the way. David Robertson, 33rd save, or 33rd hold, about as good as a save, right? 33rd hold of the season. Kirby Yates, 31st save in, I believe, 32 opportunities. This back end of the bullpen just so good. You can't take them for granted. I'm going to miss this next year if it goes away, if we can't get Kirby Yates and David Robertson back. Kirby Yates, 1-year deal. David Robertson, mutual option with the Rangers for next year. I am going to miss that tandem if they cannot get that band back together for 2025. But once again, dominating and following the formula, following the script to a T when it comes to Rangers wins this year. Great start from the starter. Get an early run or 2 here or there. Pass it off to David Robertson, Kirby Yates. Call it a night. Get the dub, right? Cue the I Like Texas music, as I like to say. So we've got that for the box score tonight. Don't really feel like there's a whole lot else worth really going through. I think it's best we go ahead and start our preview of tomorrow's game, which we are going to do here in just a second. So tomorrow, day game. I believe it's a 1:30 start, if I'm not mistaken. We'll let things load up here a little bit. And then before we end the show, we'll do the AL West roundup. We already kind of did it a little bit, but we'll do AL West roundup here. 135 start, off by 5 minutes there. 135 start. Kumar Rocker on the bump. Man, I'm excited to see what Rocker can do in the follow-up to that brilliant debut. Maybe they stretch him 5-6 innings, something like that. He'll be opposed by Kevin Gausman. Let's see what Gausman's been doing of late. Pardon me. Gausman, 4.02 ERA on the year, as I mentioned, 2.56 ERA of late. So we've got a pretty good run of games here for Kevin Gausman. 7 starts, 2.56 ERA. And over those 7 starts, he's 3-3. Last time out against St. Louis, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Before that, against Atlanta, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Before that, Minnesota, 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. So Gausman has been solid his past several games or so. It's going to be a tough one. I forget what he did against us earlier in the year. I'm going to try and look that up right now if I can. He went 9 innings and he threw, a complete game, 3-run, 4-hitter. And that was July 27th. And then I think that's the only time that he actually got a start against us this year. And it was a good one. So Gausman throws the complete game against us on July 27th. 9 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. I think that was that nightmare series up in Toronto where we got swept right before the trade deadline, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was that nightmare Toronto series right before the trade deadline. It was like we went to Toronto, then we went to St. Louis, and we had just acquired Chapman and Pennington, and then we just completely melted down. So that was the last time we saw Gausman. Hopefully we can do some avenging. My goodness. But Gausman on a good run of games. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at how each opposing pitcher has fared against the other team's lineup. So on one side, obviously, we got Gausman. Let's go through how the Rangers have done against him first. Rocker isn't going to have any stats against the Blue Jays, so we're not even going to bother with that. Duran, 1 for 3. Adolis Garcia, 3 for 11 with a bomb. Jonah Heim, 214 batting average, but does have a home run against Gausman. Or Gausman, sorry, excuse me on that one. I think I'm saying that one wrong. I got corrected by a Blue Jays fan last time. Gausman, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. Don't want to get that wrong. Anyways, 0 for 2, Jankowski, 1 for 6, Josh Young, Carson Kelly, 3 for 12, Wyatt Langford, 1 for 4, Nate Lowe, 3 for 11, Marcus Semien, 231 average, 1 home run in 26 at-bats against Gausman. Smith is 0 for 8, and Leody Taveras is 1 for 8, but that one was a home run. So little bit of a mixed bag with Gausman against the Rangers. I don't know quite what to expect. Gausman obviously had our number last time out. Hopefully we're due with a little breakout game against him. In the past, the Rangers, I do feel like, have been able to break through against him. Last night was not one of those nights. All right. Well, let's go around the AL West and let's see what other teams are doing here. Seattle currently losing 1-0 against the Mariners. So that could get interesting. Seattle really got to win these ball games down the stretch here. They really cannot afford to be dropping games. Houston, looking for the score right now, y'all. I do believe they lost, 4-0 in San Diego. Wonder what the deal was with that game. Let's take a look, see who pitched, all that good stuff. So Cease pitched tonight. The Padres hit back-to-back-to-back homers. You love to see that. Valdez actually pitched tonight for Houston. Look, I still don't see it with the Astros. I just don't know if the pitching is going to be good enough to get the job done for them in the postseason. Justin Verlander, a question mark. Hunter Brown, not really battle-tested in the playoffs, in my opinion. I really think that the Astros are going to have to do something extraordinary some pitchers, somebody is going to have to step up in a major way in order for them to get over the hump, make it back to the World Series and win one. But the Astros take an L today, and we already went through the standings. Easier for the Rangers right now to make the wild card than it would be for them to win the division. And Minnesota, they lose again in extra innings, 5-4. That's what makes this all even more interesting, is Minnesota's in a little bit of a tailspin right now. So we will see what happens and what shakes out. Look, I'm not getting my hopes up at all, but we will see what happens. John, what's up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Yeah, Bradford, almost perfect through 5. Just loves pitching at Globe Life. I wish the dude could just pitch there every time, because when he takes the mound in Arlington, it just feels like you're getting at minimum a quality start, probably a win. So totally agree. Bradford was my player of the game tonight. Adolis Garcia, still a close second. Let me keep on going here. We have, is there still hope? Barely. Like, again, Mariners, Twins would have to lose like 10 in a row, and we'd have to win 10 in a row. It maybe not quite. It might be a little less than that, but there is still hope if we're being really technical. I can't say that I am holding out a lot of it. I'm definitely not holding my breath, but, we'll see. Stranger things have happened. This is a great quote. This is a great comment. Altuve kept his socks on tonight. We went over that on the live last night, by the way. Great comment. Appreciate you tuning in, bud. We had Altuve getting ejected last night. He hit a ball off of his foot that went into fair territory. The umpire didn't see the ball go off of his foot and actually ended up calling Altuve out. The ball went right to the third baseman. So Altuve was beside himself, took off his sock, his shoe, was trying to show it to the umpire. Umpire immediately ejected him from the game. And Altuve and the Houston manager were hot there. That was one of the more memorable ejections. Like, I still say the Beltre one is probably at the top for just like ridiculous ejections. That Altuve one actually probably has to be up there in Beltre territory. Definitely not above, but in Beltre territory for one of the wildest ejections. A guy taking off his sock and his shoe in the middle of the baseball game, right at home plate there. Pretty hilarious. Pretty freaking hilarious. So Altuve, definitely most memorable ejection for me in 2024, no doubt. Absolutely. Oh, boy. Good night to be a Rangers fan. Good night to be a Texas fan. Ohtani gets his 49th stolen base. We're just going through the headlines now. Hey, guess who's on the front page tonight? It's not Ohtani. It's not Ohtani. It's not a Dodger. Guess who's on the front page of MLB tonight? I'll give y'all a sec. It's a Yankee. It's actually 2 Yankees players. That's right. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. On the homepage, once again, it's either Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, or Shohei Ohtani. There's not a whole lot else in between. It really isn't. You can basically bet the bank, bet your whole house on this one. Ohtani, Judge, Soto, pretty much every single night. If it's not one of them, something's wrong with the website. Let's see what other headlines we got. Brewers clinch the NL Central. Mets improve their playoff push behind 9-run frame, routing the Nationals. Skubal solves his Royal Blues as Tigers earn big series sweep. Pepio produces 4th immaculate inning in Rays history. Josh Naylor, 2-homer game. Corbin Carroll homers in his first 2 at-bats. And now he has his 2nd straight 2020 season. Look, there's the headlines. Would like to have seen the Rangers in there at some point. But you know what? With the season that the Rangers have had, I guess I get it. But I do love seeing the Rangers in there. I bet tomorrow, Kumar Rocker on the bump, we might get some Rangers headlines tomorrow on MLB.com. If we get something really special, maybe we'll get Rocker on the homepage. I don't know. Could be. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I totally agree on this though. Soto news is going to dominate all off season long. And I think we talked about this on one of the previous lives, but Scott Boras, Juan Soto's agent, no longer has the record for the most lucrative contract in Major League history. So that Scott Boras is going to be gunning for Juan Soto to get the most lucrative contract in Major League history. So he has that record back for himself. So this could be a really, really interesting offseason with Juan Soto being a free agent. It seems natural that he would just re-sign with the Yankees, but who knows? There might be a team that comes in, offers a ton of money, and you know what? It's hard to refuse at that point. We'll see. Let me keep going here. We don't have a whole lot else for y'all. Probably going to be a little bit of a shorter show tonight, actually. But tomorrow, quick turnaround. Obviously, we've got Kumar Rocker on the bump, looking for a first major league win of his career. Only went 4 innings last time, so we will see what happens with Rocker tomorrow, if they're going to stretch him out to maybe 5, maybe 6 games, something like that. I would love to see him go 5, go 6, get a quality start, maybe sniff 10 strikeouts. At this point, I just want to see something fun, something special for the home crowd and the fans. DeGrom pitching on Friday. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a fun little homestand, I think. If you can make it out, I would. If I lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I would be all over Globe Life Field for this final series, especially to potentially see DeGrom or to see Kumar Rocker. Good stuff. If y'all got comments or questions, drop it in. But we are going to start wrapping things up for the night. It's kind of one of those games. Not a lot to it. We get a clutch pitching performance from Cody Bradford. We get a clutch home run from Adolis Garcia. And in between, there's a whole lot of nothing. That really is how it worked tonight. Credit to Cody Bradford. Credit to Doli for breaking through against Francis, who had been outstanding. I mean, was still really, really good tonight. Bowden Francis for the Jays, the starter for them tonight. Hopefully the Rangers can get a series sweep tomorrow, heading into the weekend series against the Mariners. Bring some momentum into that series, get a little revenge against Seattle. That is what I want to see this weekend. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Let me check things out here. Comments, see if I missed anybody. Thank you so much, all of y'all, for tuning in. If you're not following the account, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate you hitting that follow or subscribe button. You can stay up to date every time we post something new, our latest and greatest content. Hit that notification button so you can get notified every time we go live. We'll be live tomorrow, probably early evening, I would say, Texas time. Don't know if we're going to be able to go live immediately after the game like we usually do. Give me a little bit of time. Got to get home for the day, get settled a little bit, and then we'll be on doing a little Right on Rangers post game, but a little bit later than what it usually will be. So don't look for it right after the game, but maybe an hour, hour and a half after, something like that. We'll make it happen. And I hope that you guys will join us. If you know anybody else that loves the Rangers, loves baseball in general, I would greatly appreciate if you would share this video or share my channel with them. Let's keep growing this good group of people we got talking Rangers baseball, talking baseball in general. Couple more comments here before we sign off. I think Wyatt Langford very well might get to 15. I think that could be a strong possibility if he continues the power stroke that he's on right now. What is he at? 12 or 13 at the moment? Something like that? I thought it was 12, but maybe he just hit number 13. That might be it. He is at 12 home runs. Nope, I had it right the first time. 12 home runs, 254 average. Looks, that would be 3 homers in 10 games. It's going to be close. I mean, no doubt. I think it is going to be pretty close for him to get to that 15 mark. I'm rooting for it. I hope he goes on a tear to end the season so we can really start looking forward to 2025 and him taking his game to another level. Would love to see it. Absolutely would love to see that from Wyatt Langford. That's the guy that they expected Wyatt Langford would be this year, and they didn't quite get it. Hopefully 2025, he really blossoms even more so than he already has. And we have got a solid middle of the order bat that is reliable. Let me keep going here. When Beltre moves, when he moved the betting circle, that was, I think, one of the all-time classic, most ridiculous ejections. Seriously. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets were in. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure the Dodgers are going to be in on Soto again because why not? They're the Dodgers, all the money in the world. I don't think the Rangers are going to have any shot at him, but I sure would love it. But it sounds like the Rangers are um, interested in a few different names. We'll see what they actually end up prioritizing. I just don't know. Roki Sasaki, I know, is going to be a guy that's well sought after. Chris Young was over in Japan scouting Roki Sasaki recently, maybe even within the past week, right? So we'll see. I sure would like, though, to see the Rangers in on some bigger name free agents. Something kind of tells me, though, they will probably play it a little bit safe, maybe get some solid vets like an upgrade over Jankowski and Grossman, but I don't know how big a fish they're actually going to be going after. Only time will tell on that one. Well, all right, y'all. Let me scan TikTok here. I think that I'm good to go on comments and everything else. Really appreciate all of y'all tuning in tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Can't wait to get back after it tomorrow. Hopefully, after another Rangers win and series sweep of the Blue Jays, get a little revenge from late July at our place. That's what we want to see. Absolutely. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Otherwise, on the replay, all of our lives are posted to Facebook and YouTube after every show. Check it out. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.